What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh Stover. Last time you saw this bike, we just got the carburetors cleaned out and the bike test fired. Today I got some other things that need to get taken care of before Friday, which is currently 5 days away. Friday is race day, so I need to get the front tire replaced and a new valve stem put in. The current valve stem ripped off. The front tire is hard, so I want to get a newer, softer tire put on there. It's still a used tire, but gonna get that taken care of. Got fork seals ordered because it is leaking oil out of the forks everywhere, so we need to get that taken care of, get the brakes cleaned up so we've got good stopping power versus lubricated stopping power. Rear tire, we're gonna go ahead and get that swapped out as well. We're gonna check the chain, sprocket, service everything while we're back there. When we bought the bike, the guy had handed me a spacer, which was apparently handed to him when he purchased it. What this spacer appears to be is a spacer between the sprocket hub and the wheel. It's critical that gets back in there, otherwise you destroy the bearings. Another thing, need to get my license plate mounted. Still got to figure out how I'm going to do that. The rear end squats enough that it's still... Alright, as I was saying, I need to get the license plate mounted, but the issue I'm having is the stock way it gets mounted. It's been modified, but it's still, the back end squats too much, which will cause the plastics that are back here and the license plate, if I mount it there, to hit the rear tire on launching, and we don't want to do that. So if we come across anything else while we're working on it, we'll go ahead and address those issues as we go. Let's get this thing going. Guys, we got the wheel off. Did confirm that this spacer was in fact missing, so I went ahead and got that put back into the sprocket hub here. Feels like everything's moving nice and smooth, so we should be okay. Time to go ahead and break down this tire. Like I said, we're going to put a new valve stem in it just to be safe, and then put a used... Got to use, this just happens to be a, it's like a Pirelli Diablo. It's kind of funny how we get these tires. These are actually some guys, local guys here who've got some track bikes. And they use them for a couple of race or track days, or races. And basically they wear out the sides of them, but the center's real good. So we can get these, we usually buy a stack of them for like 20 bucks. They're still soft, they still have a lot of grip to them, and the center's about perfect. So that works great for a drag bike. Got front and rear tires just like this, an identical set. Gonna go ahead and put that on this wheel now. For any of you that are wondering, this is the No Mar manual tire machines. I went ahead and I purchased this last year when I was doing some customers' bikes. And it's worked great so far. Haven't had any issues with it. And it doesn't scratch up stuff, so that's what we like to have.
Another way to begin the story would be to start from the end. There's nothing left of the dream. Belong
guys, next thing I want to do while we're at the back of the bike here. First of all, I did check, make sure everything's torqued down, everything's tight, everything's in alignment. I like how the chain's sitting. I ran out of chain lube, so I got to go get some more of that. But other than that, the back end looks to be okay. So we're going to go and drop it down and mount the license plate. I haven't 100% committed to how I want to mount this license plate. Reason being, this tail section is not really attached. And mounting it here is going to hit the tire on a hard launch. So I'm just going to zip tie it on for now. Oh, it's going to look kind of crappy. But until I figure out a permanent solution, that's going to do. This is really more so I don't lose the dang thing somewhere here in my mess of a garage. But there it sits. Street legal. Alright, now we got to reverse the bike, bring it around so we can go ahead and work on the front end. Well guys, with the back end done, we're going to go ahead and start work on the front end. Again, what we're doing up here is we're going to be replacing the front tire, the front valve stem, and then we're going to be doing the fork seals on it as well. The fork seals, like I said earlier, are leaking, which they've gotten oil onto the brakes and the calipers. And I'm going to go ahead and clean all that up, get that taken care of, get the forks rebuilt, get the front end, or the front tire done, check the steering stem bearings and everything else up here while we're at it. One other thing that I remembered is that clutch lever's squeaking and it's a little rough, which drives me crazy. So I'm going to disassemble that. Just the lever and the pivot assembly, and go ahead and lubricate that with some grease. So let's get this going. Got the forks all off. We're going to go ahead and disassemble them, get the new parts in them and the new oil. If you haven't done forks before, what you've got to deal with is you've got fork oil down here, hydraulic fluid, down in the lower fork leg. Got your drain bolt, which is underneath here. You've got a dust cap, and underneath that there's a seal. And you have your upper fork tube, and then there's a cartridge that runs down the center that gives you your dampen. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble it, get the oil out, kind of clean everything out, make sure that nothing's completely trashed on the inside. I'm not suspecting that it is. And then we'll go ahead and rebuild them. Well, I particularly don't want to call it for the evening, but these new fork seals are smaller than the old ones. So those aren't going to work. Go in online, check out what's going on, and get the right ones here. Hopefully they'll be here the next couple days, because this thing's going down the track and coming up on 4 days now. Stay tuned. Hey guys, fast forward. Today is Thursday. It's been 2 days since we've last seen each other. We've got my new fork seals are here. I should have just gone with all balls to begin with. They're all balls racing. They're the ones I usually get all my stuff from when I get the aftermarket, whether it be steering stem bearings or any kind of wheel bearings or fork seals. So should have gone with them in the first place. Is what it is. It happened. I got the parts today. I need to get it done today. I've got to go to work here in about an hour. So I need to get these slapped together, get them back on the bike. I still got to get the front tire changed. And I got to do all this. Well, that's not going to get done before work, so I'll have to probably do it tonight about 1, 2, 3 in the morning. That way tomorrow we can go racing. So let's get this going.